All right, so you pulled up to camp like we just did. Now what you want to do is pull out the good old book and see what it says. So what it says is check the tire pressure first. So check the tire pressure. It is in the gauge cluster. And then you want to get out, right? It says get out and walk site, clear debris, check clearance, and then park close to the electric, water, sewage, and all of that. And so that's what we're gonna go do. So it's a little windy, I hope you can hear me, but here's our spot. Obviously there's no trees, no debris, all of that. I went ahead and checked it. Obviously I haven't parked in there yet because that's what we wanna do first, is make sure everything looks good. There is actually the electrical box, so we're gonna get as close as possible to that, but I'm gonna take one more walk around just to make sure we're good, and then I'm gonna park it. All right, made sure everything was good, went ahead and backed in. Make sure you apply your e-brake, and now we're gonna check if it's level. Right in the middle, we're good. So then you apply the wheel chocks, and then look underneath the RV just in case there was anything that was damaged during the drive. After that's complete, what you want to do is actually check all the tires and make sure you didn't pick up a nail or something like that. All right, back inside, you want to do a quick roof walk just to make sure, again, nothing got damaged, and then we get to the fun part. All right, so next what you want to do is actually come to the electrical box, and you want to shut off all the power and clean off any debris or anything like that, and we're gonna be able to hook it up. All right, so next you'll find the surge protector in the bin, right there. And what you wanna do is go ahead and plug that in. Again, make sure there's no debris or anything on the prongs here before plugging it in. Once that's good, go ahead and plug it in first. Now we do have different adapters also in here, so if you need them, we got them. So make sure you check this just in case you find that it doesn't fit. Make sure we have an adapter, because we probably do. You will find that there's a little hole right under here. What you're gonna do is just plug or push the plug in that little hole, slide it underneath the camper, plug it in. All right, so once you pulled it out, here's the end of it. You see it's all the way out over here, leading up to the electrical box, and I'm gonna plug it into the surge protector, all right? Make sure it's clean from debris as well before plugging it in. Got the 30 amp going. It's gonna read it. You can see it. Didn't you hear that click? That's when you know you're good to go. All right, power is on in the RV, and you can go ahead and turn off the generator if you have it on. All right, so next is everyone's favorite, the sewer. So what I want you to do, actually go into this bin, and in the back right here, you'll see that there's gloves. So what I want you to do is first put on gloves, obviously, and then we're going to move forward with the rest of it here shortly. All right, so right here is the sewage pipe. You're gonna pull this off, conveniently put in here. So you're gonna take this out, then we're gonna put a clear elbow on this, and then we're gonna connect it to the pipe underneath. All right, elbow is on. This is clamped on right here. As you can see, I put the little slinky underneath it. And I want to show you this. This is also clamped on right here. Just twist it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And now what we're gonna do is actually open up. As you can see, we got black tank and gray tank. What we're gonna do first is open the black tank. And we're gonna release it. So you may have some waste that has been sitting in the black tank, and that's what you hear. And then you're gonna let that run out, and then after that, once it's done, you're gonna turn on the gray tank. You can close this, open. You can keep this open, by the way, if you'd like, and just let the waste keep running out. But I don't suggest that. What I'd suggest is closing this back up once it's done. That way, when you leave, you can reflush all of everything instead of it just kind of sitting into the tank. So it's almost done. Once it's complete, I'm gonna close it, wash it out with the gray, close that. All right, so we're finished here. What I did was actually pick it up, and that's what you might want to do, is pick it up all the way to the end, so that way it does, all of that ends up going into the waste. And now that we're finished with that, I'm gonna close it. This is where you go. Disinfect your hands, please. All right, so I'm gonna go in this tank right here, or this bin right here, all of our water equipment, as you can see. But I got this blue bag right here, and what I'm gonna wanna do is fill it up with that water right there. I'm gonna fill it up, take it inside, dump it in the toilet. You want about 10 gallons, this is 5 gallons, you want about 10 gallons sitting in the black tank. So obviously any type of waste isn't just hitting the bottom of the tank, right? It's actually hitting water, and that's super important. So let's go ahead and do that. We're back in here, got it. You're gonna push this down like that. And then you're just gonna pour it in here like this. Not make as much a mess. Simple as that. All right, so here's the water. What I like to do sometimes is let it run for a little bit. And we've already done this, but I like to get a cup just to make sure that it is clear water. Some sites need to be cleared out because it's actually brown. So you want to wait till the brown's done, and then you got clear water. All right, then you want to make sure there's no debris under or in there. Sometimes there are bugs or something like that. Just make sure that's all cleaned out. Go ahead and come back here. So it should be on 3.5, but now you want to go ahead and change it to 2 and 6, just like this, 2.6. And of course that is for city fixtures. Okay, because we don't trust the pressure that comes from the actual water supply from the camps, what we want to do is hook up our pressure regulator. So we're gonna hook up this to the spout, and there's our pressure regulator at the end of our filter. And then what I like to do is actually run it through the filter for a few seconds as well. All right, just like the electric, there is a hole at the bottom of the bin. I'm gonna run the whole hose through here. I mean, all of it. That way there's no kinking that's gonna happen. And then once I throw it through here, through this hole, I'm gonna connect it to the pressure regulator. And there it is, whole hose. It's put all the way through. Of course, go ahead and close this up. As you can see, there's the hose. Of course, we're gonna make it look pretty. We're gonna go ahead and hook this up to the regulator. All right, as you can see, I laid it under here now. I did make the mistake of actually putting this first. This should be underneath it, but this should be okay. So it goes here, and as you see, it kind of flows back and forth. So what I'm gonna do now is, actually, let me open this up. All right, so I made sure this was nice and tight. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slowly turn it on. All right, and start filling it up. So now that you have turned on the water, you turned it up all the way, what you're gonna wanna do is actually wrap it underneath the RV so nobody like this beautiful kid trips on it. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's right. So if you want, what you can do is actually go into this bin right here, grab the rug, and go ahead and lay it out. Because you don't want to get a bunch of dirt and all that within, within the marshmallow. Also, if you want, you can go ahead and pull out the awning. We are in, I mean, if you can see how much shade we're in, we're probably not going to do that, but this would be the time that you could go ahead and do that as well.
You can go and you pull the cars.
Yeah, exactly. All right, something we like to do is grab this bug repellent, this bug spray, and spray it on all the wheels. That way you don't have any bug problems. They're not going to want to come in because that is the contact to the ground right there. So if you spray it on the wheels, it should be good to go. Another thing you might want to do is go ahead and clean up all the bugs that you can. The bugs' guts are acidic and they will eat up the paint. So we hit a lot of bugs actually. Look at all those. I don't know if you can see them, but they're up there. So we're gonna have to scrub those off because again, it is very acidic. So please scrub those bugs off. If you haven't already, go ahead and turn on the main power.
Yeah, and it's very light powers.
That's right. And then go ahead, it's a hot day today, so go ahead and turn on the AC. Did you hit on the AC?
No, but I think it was still on from before.
Oh, okay.
And we still have our shoes there.
Make sure your fridge is already good to go. What I like to do is check all the levels. So what I did was check the gas, we're good to go. And then what I want to do is actually check up here. So battery is good to go. Fresh tank, a little low. We can fill that back up. Black tank, it's, because I put some water in it. And then the fresh tank, which you guys all saw, or excuse me, the gray tank, I went ahead and emptied. So I like to check these as well and make sure we're good to go. Yeah. All right, so what we want is just a little bit of water above the seal. You can see that. But if there's not, you just go down here, hit it just ever so slightly, boom, and you're done. And what that'll do, that is seal any smell or anything like that, and actually keep that seal lubed. So yeah, that's a really quick one. Then I like to check any of the fuses or anything under here, make sure we're good to go. And then it's almost time to pull out the slide. All right, before we pull out the slide, we obviously want to make sure that there's nothing in the way. The slide will come out about 1 foot, but you want to make sure there's about 2 to 3 feet apart. Like this is perfect. Make sure there's nothing underneath that's going to hit the top or anything like that before you actually let the slide out. Now let's go inside and make sure that's clear of any toys and stuff like that as well. All right, so you want to make sure you want to run your hand all the way at the top, which I'm going to do that here in a second. You want to also, which there seems to be the biggest issue, is actually look underneath here. This is where pencils, kids' toys, or anything else could slide under here. And of course, you don't want to get caught as the slide ends up coming out, right?
Yeah.
Let me move this. Excuse me.
If you're in trouble,
all right.
I'm gonna help.
So again, you want to make sure that's good to go, and also, and the same.
Big camper.
And the same in the back. You want to make sure that there's nothing blocking this or anything. So you're gonna just check all 4 sides, make sure you're good to go before letting the slide out. All right, so this is where you control the slide, right here. Obviously, to extend it and to retract it, we want to extend it. So I do want to say, so what I do want to say is that when we hit the extension side of the switch, you're gonna hold it, and you're gonna see this, you're gonna hold it. It's gonna lean forward. Don't let it freak you out. It's gonna lean forward. It's gonna go all the way out. You keep holding it even when it stops. You wanna wait till you hear a click. Once you hear a click, you're good to go. Ready? Here we go. Hold, hold, hold. Did you hear that click? I hope you can hear that click through the camera, but now we're good. It's done. We're extended out. Let's just see how much space. Look at this. You have way more space. Now you're in a home. So you want to come back outside. See, it doesn't come out too far, but like this right here, just pull it out. There you go. Make sure it's good on all sides. Just keep walking around. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Check this side as well. Oh, see what I mean? And little stuff like this is gonna happen. So you just pull it out. There you go. Also be aware if you hear like or anything like that it might need to be lubed a little. Just please let us know. But other than that, it should be good to go. That's it. It doesn't come out too far. Look at that. Not too far, but man, does it make a difference. All right, then you want to come in here. Make sure there's no shifting stuff like this. Check it out, see? So you just put that back like this. You want to check all the cabinets. This one should be good. I know there's not much in there. And then all of this and back here as well. Bathroom. Check all this up here as well. And you're almost done. All right, for some extra privacy, we love this thing. So what we do is we grab this, we put it on the front. Matter of fact, let me just show you. So what you'll notice, it's got a little strap that actually goes around the door. Close it, little thing to open up the window. This will go around here and it'll go around the whole front. And you're about to see the extra privacy that it creates. Now let's show you the inside. Look at this. Look at that. Perfect, huh? All right, you're done. Now what I want you to do is go enjoy the Carolina Traveling Marshmallow. I want you to share your stories on Instagram. Tag us, please. I love seeing those stories. And enjoy yourself because you deserve it.